me. Let's leave the past behind. Walk with me. There's something else we need to find. Say you'll go, don't make me wait. There's no need to hesitate. Let's make footprints in sand. Let's make miracles. Come hold my hand. Let's find something new, me and you. Is the sky like the color of your eyes? Blue is your heart. It's been like that from the start. Say you'll stay till the morning light. I'll help you through the fight. Let's make footprints in the sand. Let's make miracles. Come hold my hand. Let's find something new, me and you.
Well, good morning, viewers. It's 8:30 in the morning. It's not all that warm. Now, if we were in Sweden or British Columbia, we'd be baking, but as we're in France, it's actually not all that warm. There's a light wind from the east, which is not what's forecast. There's actually a southwesterly forecast, so I think this is still the land breeze. Now this is better, no one coming along and telling us not to enter under sail. I like Brittany.
Je crois qu'on aurait mieux dormi ici qu'à Glénan.
Ouais, ouais. C'est pas joli, mais plus marin.
C'est beaucoup plus
Oui,
calme.
beaucoup plus marin.
C'est pas pour Sandrigno ou pas?
Pardon?
Sandrigno?
Non, 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 non. Juste une petite visite.
Il y en a deux vraiment aussi où il y a 7 gros.
Ouais, ouais. It's like this much better than Dolon. Come here, Brittany. Don't go to Dolon. Maybe visit Dolon just for lunch. The creperie was very nice. Well, the creperie in the camion. Give them kittens in Dolon doing this, navigating between moored boats. Under sail. Kittens they'd have. Poor Manic. used to come here when I was a child and swim on this beach when I was sort of 12, 13. This is where we used to come. I suppose we ought to get the sail down really, rather than run up the beach with the sail up as if we were in the recent rubbish Wallace and Amazons film. Which we're not. We had come to Port Mannoc to stop for lunch, and of course in France lunch is a serious matter lasting at least 2 hours, which meant we weren't worried about drying out on the beach and having to wait for the tide to come back and float us off again. We had a lot to discuss about our planned passage out to the Îles de Glénan the next day. This is a group of friends sailing together. We were all invited by Patrick Menanteau, who put together the event. That's him in the pale blue boat, Amzezo. So here's part of my chart of the south coast of Brittany. Here's Dolon. Here is Brittany. And further along here is Port Mannoc, at the mouth of the Aven River. And this is the Bellon River. If you keep sailing west between these two islands, you get to the Pointe Trévignon. If I turn the chart over, the other side of the chart I have Trévignon, and if we move downwards, down at the bottom of the chart are the Îles de Glénan, and to the north, on the way to them, there is the little isolated Île aux Moutons. Where we are now, in the Bay of Cancale, is Îles d'Or. The plan was to sail southwestwards towards the Îles de Glénan, stopping at the Île aux Moutons on the way there for the mandatory lunch.
Bah oui, parce que si on veut goûter le whisky, il faut quand même que,
Exact.
il faut que le fournisseur soit pas trop loin. Ouais, parfait.
Un côté de l'autre, on observe ces petits et mignons,
Oui.
n'est-ce pas?
Même là, on les dérange un peu, hein, en fait.
Quand ils
Non,
ont
mais là, ça a l'air d'être bon.
là c'est bon, ouais. Mais c'est pour ça qu'on dit que c'est un atoll. On prend que la plate avec comme un atoll rond, et puis là-bas ça va bien. On vire tout le reste. On prend pas le mât, on prend pas la voile et.
Lunch over our heading was now due south, but with a diversion round to the east to avoid the shoals of the Porso. Started to drizzle. This is where a sensible person would have stopped and put his waterproofs on, but of course I didn't. For this section of the passage we were joined by a cruising Hobie cat, a truly original and interesting vessel. Found a sheltered bay on the Île Saint-Nicolas, and there we put our anchors down and waited for the tide to float us in far enough to beach our boats. Well, they've set off. 9 o'clock. This is so they can have a long lunch break, of course. This is the French style. Get off early, have a long lunch break. Anyway, we'll catch them up, I suppose. Yeah, there they are, specks in the distance. Even more specks in the distance on a GoPro. Well, there's specks in the distance, even in real life. The plan today was to have a pleasant balade around the islands of the archipelago and just mooch about, visiting beaches, having a nice time. But as we can see, the weather wasn't really terribly nice, and today it was so bad that I actually did stop and put my waterproofs on.
Let's leave the past behind. Walk me and you.
It's very early in the morning on the Île Saint-Nicolas. Just gone 8 o'clock, and the idea is to get off to the mainland, continent, as they would say in France, as early as possible because the wind's going to rise this afternoon. It's a 16-mile passage, 2 reefs I think. And so we sailed back to the mainland across the northern fringes of the wide Bay of Biscay in close company. We had now discovered the right amount of sail we should each set, so we all proceeded at about the same pace. And so to poor Mannock for lunch again.
Okay, Roger. Après, parce que j'étais allé au club d'aviron pour remuscler un peu les bras. Et du coup, après, ben, j'ai fait ça et j'ai ramé sur ce qu'on fait,
Non,
comment
mais
on perçoit.
après, on vit qu'une fois, puis après, quand on part, ben, on est... Très vite, mais on a le temps d'admirer le paysage.
Ouais,
C'est quand même joli, hein.
ouais, très joli.
Le soleil, là.
Donc je veux dire au revoir parce que
the port de Bellon is on both sides of the river, and I had managed to launch my boat on one side, while everyone else had managed to launch theirs on the other. And of course, although it's a very short distance to sail across with a boat, on land it's actually quite a long way round to get from one to the other across the top of the river. So I ended up taking my boat to the slipway on my own.
first shower at the end of a sailing trip is wonderful, and I always have a change of clothes in the car so that I can drive back from a sailing trip in new clothes and reflect on the passage that's been done.
Let's make footprints in the sand. Let's make miracles.
So I should say subscribe, ring the bell icon, it does help the channel, as everyone says.
Let's make footprints.